That's the only thing that I've seen that's been announced. Apologies that we are a little bit delayed, of course. We do the faction game, and sometimes it's hard to know if that's going to run a little bit longer than usual, so it just overran a little. But, yeah, we're here now, and we are here for Evolve. But we can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. We can talk about Evolve, we can talk about NXT, we can talk about Raw, we can talk about SmackDown, we can talk about WrestleMania, we can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So lots for us to get our teeth into, and yeah, looking forward to the show. Cal, hello, hope you're doing well. James said Dynamite looks awful tonight. Honestly, I don't know. So coming out of Dynasty, you would think they would have some momentum, but yeah, kind of a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it, with opinion on Dynasty. I've seen a lot of people coming out saying that they weren't too keen about how that ended. Cadet said John Cena has been announced for the Go Home SmackDown. That's good. That's good. That'll make that a bigger show. Brody said, I like Cutler James, but his performance last night felt very choreographed. Felt as if he was doing stuff just to go through the motions. Yeah, I had a few concerns with him on the mic because he just didn't feel like he kind of fitted the aesthetic of the group in my mind. I saw he kind of strikes me a little bit as someone that has still got a bit too rigid in his promos, and I agree. I think it kind of showed that itself in the match as well. So I'm not like down on him. I'm not saying we got to take him out, but I feel like of all the people in the group, he's the one that's standing out as being like the one that needs a bit more work. I thought they were okay. I wasn't like, my mind wasn't blown by them. I think they're okay. They're okay. It'll be interesting to see how we keep using them going forward. And honestly, if we just like sort out a few of the rough edges, they could be pretty cool in a year's time if they hit the main roster. If it clicks and it works and they're feeling good, like it's a good team, and you know, they're cool and they've got momentum, and you know, at the moment they're still new. We're still like seeing things for the first time, but in 12 months' time, if we look at them and we're like, oh, God, can you imagine when these guys hit the main roster? Dark State could be all right. They could be all right. I'm not sure that I'm seeing them being as good or as influential or as cool as The Shield, but at the moment, I'd say they're definitely clear of being the next Retribution. I think we're okay on that front. I'm not seeing any of that kind of backlash, you know. But yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Bob said, I'm free if anyone needs a team member following the faction shakeups and transfers. Oh, Bob, get yourself into a faction, bud. I'd love to see some new factions. All you need to do is get like 4 or 5 people together. And then you could get yourself into a group, yeah. Really good. I mean, those streams are just full of just carnage, really. I really do enjoy the Champions ones, and in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, like, how do we get more people involved? How do we find a way? And I think the factions have been fantastic for that, because before the factions, we were only doing, like, the single championship, but the factions thing has been brilliant for getting more people involved, so definitely looking for more factions. Then we could maybe start doing, like, maybe a knockout tournament of factions and stuff like that, so... Bob is available, but Bob, you can always start your own group. Hannah, hello. Right, let's get some of these comments and work our way through, shall we? Thankfully, my voice is feeling pretty good today. My voice has been terrible the past few days. Been getting to, like, Unseen and review videos, and it's been a bit gone, but it's doing okay today. Here's Hasib.
Days people are telling me that I ain't a wrestling fan. I only have time to watch WWE Evolve. didn't know a wrestling fan identifies to watching every promotion in the world of all weird people.
It's a conversation we've touched on before. I mean, if you watch wrestling and WWE is wrestling, I mean, you're a wrestling fan, right? And I'd imagine that you've got an awareness of what's happening in AEW. Like, you know that people go to these other promotions. You may see the odd clip, whatever, but to be honest, you know, you don't need to watch all these different promotions to identify as like a wrestling fan. I think if you watch lots of promotions, that's brilliant, because obviously you're expanding your knowledge, you're getting lots of different flavors. But I think to, you know, then put others down because they don't watch lots of other different promotions is, well, it's disappointing, isn't it? But I mean, unfortunately, you do get people like that want to kind of put themselves over, and they want to make themselves feel like they are, you know, better because they, I don't know, spend more time watching other promotions or something. I don't know. That's on them at the end of the day, you know? That's on them. So, yeah, no knock at people like that. I mean, James in our community is like that and watches lots of different promotions and is going to have a much wider knowledge as a result. And James tells us a lot about, oh, check this person out, check that person out. This person's good, that person. So it's good if you do that. But I really, I hate when then, like, you know, if you don't, you get that kind of thing thrown back at you. So I wouldn't worry about it, but I would not worry about it. And if that's come from social media, then I also would not be surprised. I'd say, if anything, you got off light. Right, here's Hannah.
Daze salutations.
Salutations.
Another episode of Evolve happening as it's facts that Kylie Armstrong is the future of WWE. We'll have to see who else steps up, as their main goal is to win a world title.
Yeah, I like Kylie Armstrong. I'm not getting carried away by her. I mean, she's got a good size. She's very confident. She talks well. I really like her. I mean, she is someone that grabbed my attention immediately. And they've, I think, got quite a high expectation of her because really this week, the only thing they're promoting is Kylie Armstrong against Dani Palmer. There's been some good talent now. I still like that Holloway guy as well. I think he has got a very interesting look. I think he is screaming out for some sort of gimmick, though. I think he's really screaming out for a gimmick. He's got like a very interesting face. He's got a face that, I could see him being like Paul Bearer's helper or something like that. I could see him being a character within the Undertaker's world, or I could see him being a character in maybe Bray's world as well. So maybe he could do something with the White Six. I'm not saying he's going to, but I'm just saying that I look at him and, he's not like this pretty boy. Yeah. He's not this jacked, he's not a Roman Reigns. He's not a Cody Rhodes. So the Holloway guy is someone that I'm like, I can see something there. I can see that you could do something interesting with him. He'd be a dream in the new generation because everyone had a gimmick then. So yeah, there's a few that have stood out, and of course we were swipe right stands anyway, weren't we? And the boys did us proud. That match on NXT, so good. So yeah, I think we're starting to see that actually watching Evolve does have its benefits because we, were ahead of the curve when it came to swipe right. We have already identified a few people. I know some of you have got others that you were really excited by, like that Jack Cartwheel. Got a lot of attention, was really good. So there's a few people that have really grabbed our attention. There's others that maybe can kick on. I'm still kind of a bit torn on that Keanu Carver. I think he's got a good size. I think he's got good potential. He feels a bit like a Obafemi love child. But maybe a bit too similar to Obafemi, where he might struggle to kind of stand out on his own and shine on his own. Whereas that Holloway guy, I can't really compare him to too many people, apart from maybe like an Abyss or something like that. You could put a mask on that Holloway guy and maybe he'd be a bit like Abyss. Because he seems to have a good size to him. He's big. He was bigger than Wolfgang. He was towering over Wolfgang. And I've always seen Wolfgang as being, you know, kind of a big boy. So for Holloway to be like towering over him, I thought was very interesting. So yeah, Kylie Armstrong though, definitely someone that's grabbed attention, and yeah, we'll have to see who can grab our attention this week. But a face only a mother could love, says James. A face only a mother could love. What, me? Cal. Let's go to Cal.
Cal Blundell. Daze, if you know, the whole point of the Wyatt Six is to make those who sin and betray pay for their sins. Could they initially make Alexa pay for what she did for the Fiend, and what as she is a target?
Nah. Because I think that skips part of the story. So a lot of people say that on social media about how we need to make Alexa pay because of her betrayal at WrestleMania 37. But actually, there was part of the story that came after that. And the part of the story that came after that was that Bray was released. He then came back. And when he came back, Uncle Howdy started to try and recruit Alexa. Like, he was showing up and, you know, kind of gesturing towards Alexa about trying to, like, seemingly bring her into the group. He wasn't trying to, like, distract her during matches or cost her matches or make her suffer. He seemed to be trying to bring her home, is kind of how it came across. And then, of course, Bray would pass away, so we would get, like, radio silence there. And then, you know, we've started to see Alexa come back with all the tributes to Bray on her jacket. The 6 on her jacket, Fiend Forever, Friends Forever, written on the back. As well as that, if in the journal, it talks about how the door has been opened. She's just got to walk through it. And we believe that's an entry for Alexa. So it feels like the Wyatt Six have opened the door for her to join. She's just got to want to. So for them now to turn around and attack Alexa would be very out of the blue. It sort of feels like if nothing had happened after WrestleMania 37, if there'd been no Bray return and Howdy, like, you know, being around during Alexa matches, and if we hadn't had the journal entries, if all of that hadn't existed, then I'd be a bit more inclined to say yes, there is a chance that they could, you know, go after Alexa, make her pay, and then ultimately realize actually we're stronger together, you know. But I think because of all the stuff that's happened since WrestleMania 37, I think I'm more inclined that it's probably just a case that we're trying to bring her in. I mean, we've even had, like, the URL, haven't we? The during Nightbirds that has all the letters of the members of the group, and the last letter was A. And then I think it was in the source code, it had all the last letters for the surnames, and it was S. So it would suggest Alexa Bliss. So it would suggest that she is the 6th person. So I get your point. I actually get sent that quite a bit. It's very hard with X to kind of put into words what I have just said, because what I've just said kind of feels quite a lot, right, of text. So it's sometimes these kind of conversations are very difficult to have when it comes to social media. This is a much better forum for these kind of conversations. So I do get sent that a lot. I do see that at least probably I'd say once every 10 days, every 2 weeks, I'll get sent that as a thought. But yeah, that would be my response to it. I don't know quite where they fit in now. Obviously, SmackDown's going to be very interesting. We haven't heard that she's joined the Wyatt Six officially. As far as we know, the door is still open. It's just she needs to walk through that door. And that's it, really. I don't know. It's hard to see Alexa and Nikki be in a team on Friday, because then obviously people will be like, how did they get together? What's this about? And, there will be a big piece of the story missing, won't there? So it's hard to see that happening. So I know as we're getting closer to WrestleMania, people are going to ask the question, will Alexa be there? Will the Wyatts be there? The answer is there's no words on the street. The last thing I heard is that they may feature at WrestleMania. It could be that it's just boom, at WrestleMania, she's with them, and it is a moment where you go, oh my God, is she with them now? How did that happen? And then we have to fix it after. We have to do some explaining after, So it might be something along those lines. But yeah, lots for us to get our teeth into when it comes to Alexa and the Wyatt Six. So, Cal, shout out to you, buds. Cal said, I agree. Too much gets lost in translation on Twitter, yes. It is better to vocalize it, yes. I completely agree. I'll tell you the other thing that gets lost on Twitter as well is that the tone of things. Quite often I might write something back to someone and in my mind I'm saying it the way I've just said it. But actually, when I reread it, I can see how it it might sound a bit more abrupt than how I'm saying it. And so, it's really hard to get, the tone of something through a message, And that can be a problem with social media as well. So it's a good question. I know it's a good question because it's one I get on a semi-regular basis. Cal, let's see what Cal's saying in response.
Cal Blundell. It's just obvious when the Fiend recruited Alexa, he gave her the mandible claw. Didn't he? I just wonder if she will get it again.
Yeah, I think, though, the story is kind of past that point, isn't it? She betrayed him at 37. I think anything before that we can sort of let go of. She betrayed him at 37, and then really people were waiting for him to go back at her. I think it felt like it was going to set up, I don't know how they were going to do it, but it kind of felt like it was setting something up where it was going to be her on one side, him on the other side. I seem to recall, though, that we did get one last Firefly Funhouse before he was released. And I think in that, he was talking about moving on. I seem to recall, and I'd have to rewatch it because I have not seen it in a long time, but I seem to recall watching that Firefly Funhouse after WrestleMania 37. And it was one that was that's in the past, we're moving forwards. And it was we're moving on. And it didn't actually feel like he was going after her like I was expecting. It didn't feel like we were starting a Team Alexa versus a Team Bray Wyatt. Because obviously we didn't know where we were going after 37. But I think, and I'd have to rewatch it. The vibe I got from it was that we were going to move on now. And then, of course, he got released. He did move on. He ended up leaving WWE. And then he gets brought back. And then, of course, he brings back Uncle Howdy. He is not... Bray doesn't interact with Alexa, but Howdy shows an interest. And then, looks to try and seemingly bring her in. And then, as we said, we've had the journal and everything. So everything seems to be pointing towards... Come back home. Come back home. Come and be back with us. And that's why I think if she is with them at WrestleMania, no problems. I won't look at that and go, huh? Didn't she turn on Bray at 37? I won't have that reaction because in my mind, the pieces are there to bring her in. The door is open. She's just got to walk through it, and she can walk through it. She can do that right now, away from TV, and we can find out she's joined them at WrestleMania. I mean, for example, okay, for example, what about if we get Alexa and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra? Alexa and Raquel win. They're beating down on Bayley and Lyra, winning, like, you know, beating them up after. And then lights go out, they come back on, and in the ring is Nikki and Alexa together. And they go after Lyra and Raquel. Lyra and Raquel run away. Alexa and Nikki come to the rescue of Lyra and Bayley. And that would be an OMG moment, because what is going on? How have they got together? Oh my God, we need to watch Raw. We need to watch SmackDown. We need to get some answers here. And then you get a vignette that tells you what's happened. And I would imagine it'd be something along the lines of Alexa saying that she, you know, she has come back home. She knows this is her true family. You know, there was never any force in her life as positive as Wyndham. This is where she's meant to be. Few words from Howdy, and maybe a final line of "we're back," and people will freak, and people would love that. I think they would love that. I would have no problem booking that, because they're at WrestleMania. You find out why. You find out she's returned to them. It sets up a very exciting future. Tick, 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 tick in my mind. So, something like that I could see. Can't hear the voice. We can't hear the voice. I don't know why. I've got my microphone coming through. Can you not? Have you got no sound at all? JJ Twin, shout out to you. Why can't you hear my voice? That's weird. There is no fix I can do. My microphone is working. Can't hear the speech text. Oh, got you. Got you. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, so this is what I was responding to then.
Cal Blundell. It's just obvious when the Fiend recruited Alexa. He gave her the mandible claw, didn't he? I just wonder if she will get it again.
Okay, I was confused then, because I was like, no, it says that my voice is coming through. But yeah, I did turn the desktop audio down for the championship game. Okay, lovely. Right. Let's find another comments. Cal said, something I love about the Wyatt Six is there are so many opinions and conversations. And that's what I love about professional wrestling. Yeah, you'll find lots of different opinions. That is very true. That is very true. Gary.
I don't think they were setting anything up, really. I think Vince was giving Bray's gimmick to Alexa and preparing to fire Bray.
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right, because I think Vince was probably done with Bray at that point. And, you know, we know that it would be, a few months later that he would be done, released. There's nothing for him after WrestleMania 37. So he's clearly not in any creative plans. And we do continue with Lily and Alexa, and it does feel like Alexa is... It does feel like Vince has gone, I'm taking that idea, and I'm going to keep going with it. I don't need Bray. I'll just use someone else instead, and I'll run with Alexa. So I do agree. It's part of the reason, and this might be controversial, but it's part of the reason why I was not keen on Alexa's character, because it did just feel like a Bray rip-off in a way. Even though Bray obviously worked with her and would not have had a problem with her having that character. The fact that she was like playground or like kind of like a kid and everything, but then had a dark side to her, which wasn't like a fiend, but there was a darkness. There was two sides to her. There was a playful kind of side where she was chatting away on a swing, and then there was a darker side where she's throwing fireballs and whatnot. And then, of course, instead of puppets, you've got Lily. Instead of the fun house, you got the playground. You know, I mean, you could tell that he just went zoink. I can't work with Bray, but I can still keep going with this through Alexa. So, Gary, I think you've got something there. Undercover Manager, shout out to you. Let's see what Undercover Manager is saying.
Undercover Manager. What I love about the Wyatt sucks is the fact that they do all then go off TV, and then will come back and do all again. They have no main even talent on the group. It's just a pity party now, sadly.
What I love about the Wyatt Six is the fact that they do F all, go off TV, come back and do F all again. Well, I mean, the only thing I'd say is that they were in that feud with Final Testament in December. We know that there was going to be a big showdown that we never got. And so I would say from the moment that showdown was cancelled to the moment that we are in now, I don't think you can massively judge them for that time period. I mean, that's not their fault, is it? I mean, there's injuries and there's illnesses and loads of different things. I mean, there's even been rumours of contract disputes for Alexa. We know that Braun was ill and rumour was he was going to join up with the group during that time. We know that Bo has been injured. So there's been all these issues. So for me, the end of the Final Testament feuds to where we are now, I don't worry about that. I know there's fans out there that have got frustrated. I don't know how many times I could communicate, like, don't think about it. Like, just forget about it because they're not in a good place. We need to get them all healthy, all back, ready to go. We need the creative right. And really, to be honest, it's not just about getting the creative right now. We need to know where the story's going and we need to know what's next and we need to have a good few months planned. I am going to hope, and I know that it won't be this way, but I'm going to hope that they've got 3 months worth of creative. And the reason why I say that is because I remember last year, Triple H saying, or I can't remember if he said or someone said on his behalf, but they are booking in 3-month chunks. Like, they know by January what they're doing for WrestleMania. And they know by WrestleMania what they're doing for SummerSlam. And they know by SummerSlam what they're doing for Survivor Series. Then you've got December, and then you repeat the process, right? So you've got these chunks in the year. So really, if we're not going to do anything with the Wyatts because we've missed the start of the year for WrestleMania, then I hope that we bring them back either at Mania or just after Mania. And I hope then we've got the creative planned all the way up to SummerSlam. Maybe wishful thinking, right? Maybe wishful thinking. I know people are going to be saying there ain't no chance. There ain't no way. Impossible. You're daydreaming. Have you not seen how they've been booked? I get it. But as I said, I think from the end of December or mid-December or whenever that Final Testament feud broke down to where we are now, you might as well erase that. Don't judge them on that. Judge them on what we had before, which still wasn't great, to be honest. So I do understand where Undercover Manager's coming from. It still wasn't great, but at least there was something more than what we've been getting recently. I think that I think they know how frustrated people are. I think that they want this to work. I think that Triple H does have affection for Bray. Triple H is responsible for bringing Bray back. I think they know how hurt the fan base was. I think they know how popular Nightbird was. I think they know, but it's just sometimes it's hard to get all the pieces in place. And hopefully, now that everyone's back, we can achieve that. Hasib
Hassan. Days breaking news from Alliteroker's Hikuleo is expected to debut in NXT in May or June, and is expected to get a major push.
Oh, that is news. I have not seen that, Hasib, so thank you. Trini. Let's have a look, see what Trini has got to say.
Trini Ripalissa. Happy birthday to one of my favorite people, the Sunny Wolf. I hope all your dreams come true this year, and wish you many more.
Sunny Wolf, happy birthday, my friends. Quite the reveal. AKA Council X. AKA Council X. I think there was something that I was sent by Project X. It says, talking about Council X is the manager of Project X. So there's another little bit of update. The manager of Project X, the deal maker of Project X, reads the fate of everyone through her tarot cards. So there we go, just fleshing out Sunny's responsibilities in Project X. The manager, the deal maker, reads the fate of others through the tarot cards. Happy birthday, buds. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Aaron
Hanrahan. Member. Nick Khan said today WWE should not listen to social media. I get his point, but I think you should listen to everything also. HHH loves Twitter, probably just to get into Unseen.
Aaron, shout out to you. I think that there is truth to not listening to social media, yes. Mainly because you're going to find lots of different opinions on there. I mean, listening to social media is very difficult because listening to social media is not necessarily going to take you down the right roads for the business. The business is bigger than we as hardcore fans understand. Like, WWE making Jinder champion so they can break into India and grow in India. Had that have worked, could have been worth millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And you could even make the argument it did work. I mean, in India, WWE is massive. Great Kylie is like a god over there. I mean, they just absolutely worship the Great Kylie. So, we look at the Great Kylie and say, Jesus Christ, he can barely walk. Do you know what I mean? Like, not a great wrestler at all. But I've seen the videos of, like, Kylie just with, like, all these people around him just getting mobbed. And with Jinder as well, you look at Jinder, you're like, Jinder as champion. So, social media would be down on that. But from a business point of view, from growing the fan base point of view, massive gains to be made there. Massive gains. Now, of course, people would say, yeah, okay, I get you, but there's a way around, there's a balance. You can't just put the belt on anyone. You've got to, please all your fans. And I hear that. I do understand that. But the point is that sometimes WWE has got to do things which is maybe not that popular with the hardcore fans. And they've, got to do stuff to try and, reach out to other demographics. I mean, we know why Logan Paul's in WWE. Logan Paul's in WWE so we can get the content onto his platform. We know why Pat is on commentary. It's so we can get people onto his show and we can use that platform. Like, we bring these people in so that we can use their platforms. And, sometimes it is to the detriment of the product, but it's bigger picture stuff, isn't it? It's bigger picture stuff. So I do agree with Nick Khan that you don't need to worry about social media. But because social media is going to have an opinion on whatever you do. So even if you listen to social media, there will be people saying, nah, they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. So even if they do some of the ideas, in execution, they might not land the way people were hoping. And then, that's... or you do what social media is saying, and then people will say, oh, it's too predictable. We've been saying on social media they should have done this, and now they've gone and done it. It's a bit predictable. So I do sort of agree with him, to be honest. I think it's better for them from a business point of view if they go down the road that they really believe is the right road for them. And, still the odd little thing here and there for social media. Don't completely ignore them. We saw how powerful We Want Cody was. I mean, they used that to their advantage, didn't they? And but I do get where Nick Khan's coming from. And yeah, Triple H only tweets to getting unseen. That's actually confirmed. That is confirmed. Aaron, shout out to you, buds. Edward, fast hands. Getting a title shot for the community championship next week.
Edward Brown LFC won the baddest on the planet. Daze, have you seen that Cena has been announced for SmackDown next week? You know what that means? That he's going to get payback on Cody for the Crossroads Stand Tall. And that will mean he loses at Mania.
Well, not quite. That old rule of if you stand tall on the go home, you're going to lose at the PLE doesn't quite hold true all the time. There's plenty of examples where people have stood tall on the go home and then won at the PLE. That was a kind of old Vince rule. Doesn't kind of work as well under Triple H. So I think it's good that Cena is being brought in for that show because, I mean, I don't know about you, but if we weren't going to get any more between Cena and Cody, I think that would have been seen as an okay build. Probably underwhelming. Certainly underwhelming compared to last year and the build for the main event last year. But I think that to really have only had that one back and forth, the heel turn, 2 promos berating the crowds, the back and forth with Cody, which was great, and that was it. That would, I think, have been seen as a bit of a flat build. So to get another segment, I don't know what we end up getting, but to get another segment, I think is going to be very welcome. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. It doesn't always mean that whoever stands tall on the go home is going to lose. Okay, Aubrey
from the Island of Relevancy. This is what happens when Trips refuses to book the Wyatt Six, and we have to make up our own fun law. Bronny Afen.
Brony.
James, is it a faction that's not revealing who they are? I'm guessing so, right?
I'm guessing that's Project X. Yes, Project X are teasing that they are coming into the game. And we found out the first member of Project X. And it was Sunny. So Sunny is the first member of the new faction. Here's William.
I feel privileged sitting here in Solar, Michigan, watching it snow. I stopped off at this KOA camp with my big truck and trailer. They let me. Cooked a burger over a fire. I'm at peace tonight.
Oh, really? That sounds very tranquil. What's a KOA camp? I don't know what a KOA camp is. A KOA camp. Would that be Kids of America? Have you pulled your truck up at a Kids of America camp? They're roasting marshmallows. You barge them out the way so that you can cook a burger over a fire. Is that what Kings of Ass? They are camping spots over the USA. Is it Kids of America? We're the Kids of America. Whoa. Is it Kids of America? Are you just knocking children out the way so you can cook your burgers? In my mind, I will not accept any other answer. That is the correct answer. Here's Project X. Project X.
Project X. Lisa, she is the voice of Project X. She holds great importance in our family.
Hey, Project X, what do you think about Nita Nitro joining the DWO? That was a big development today. Something tells me you're in Project X, Aubrey. You're trying to trick me. I hope I'm wrong. Even Brony's joining in. Even Brony's like, I reckon you're in this group. Hey, Sunny's changed her name. She's got Council X at the end. Love that for you. Hannah. Yeah, William, I hope you enjoy the Kids of America. Shout out to you. Here's Hannah.
Hannah Dutchui. Daze. Are you secretly building a fantasy wrestling business as there's stables, feuds, and title holders defending their titles? It seems the grind doesn't stop with you. Shout out to you and your singing.
Do you know what is really funny about that, Hannah, is that it's kind of took a life on of its own. If anything, I'm grappling to try and contain it because I think if the fire was just left to burn, I don't know how long the stream would be. I don't know how many videos I'd be getting. I don't know how many. Honestly, people are really. It's very interesting. It's really exciting, like how much that side of the members thing has really grabbed people's attention and how much people seem to be enjoying it. It's been an excellent addition to the channel. It's been an excellent addition to the members' sides. Delivering something or bringing something that seems to have such engagement, be it a video series, be it a stream, be it a game, whatever it might be, it is obviously, really fantastic. So I love the fact that people are so engaged with it. But yeah, it's like, how do you nurture it? How do you grow it? How do you focus it? How do you... I don't want the fire just burning, Let's channel this. Let's try and head in a direction. So in a way, it is like having a promotion in the sense of, do you do tournaments? Do you do a league? Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got all that stuff to like start thinking about. And like, do we need more factions? I'd like more factions. If we get more factions, how do you factor them all in? So I suppose there is a little bit of similarity there. But honestly, it's a fire that's raging itself. It's a fire that really does not need any encouragement from me. People have really taken to it, and I love that. So, yeah, that side of things, very, very exciting. Right, Hasib. KOA stands for the Campgrounds of America. It's a large franchise, said Jay. Thank you, Jay. You'll have to let them know that camp is spelt with a C, though.
Hazib Hassan. Daze, what's your prediction for Chandler Pimblett? Is this the best card of the year? And are you excited for Patricio Pitbull's debut?
I am excited for Pitbull's debut. I think that's really adding to the card. I think that Chandler Pimblett is going to be... I think it's going to be a bit of a surprise. I think everyone's looking at it being pretty easy work for Chandler because he feels like he is a level above. But I don't know. Pimblett, I think, has got to be ready for this. WWE, UFC have got to feel like he's ready for this. He's met every challenge that he's had so far. Just make no mistake about it. There's some results in there which are very fortunate. But I don't know. I think Chandler goes in as a firm favourite, but I think Paddy could do it. It reminds me so much of like O'Malley against Yarn. Those kind of fights where you feel like it's going to go a certain way and then it goes the other way. I really felt like Yarn had got cheated out of the title. I felt that he was going to get back to facing Aljamain Sterling and winning his belt back. I felt O'Malley was good, certainly brought skills, but I didn't think he was going to get past Yarn. And then, you get to that fight, O'Malley wins, and then O'Malley goes on to win the title. Sadly, didn't hold it very long, but still went on to win the title. And I sort of look at this and I'm like, Chandler getting older. We've not seen a decline per se, but Chandler's a scrappy fighter. But he doesn't, he's facing the very best and doesn't always pick up the dub. And I'm looking at Paddy Pimblett, who's younger and has kept churning out wins. He finds a way of winning. And I'm like, I get it. I get that Chandler's for a much higher level of competition. I get that Chandler's the favorite. I get that Chandler should win. But am I going to be that shocked if Paddy Pimblett like really upsets the odds, like finds a way of getting a win? And I don't know, man. I don't think I'm going to be that surprised. Pimblett might be worth a little sprinkle. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what the odds are, actually. I don't even know who the favourite is. I'm just guessing. In my mind, people will have Chandler as favourite because he was on the verge of facing Connor not long ago. Actually, no. They've got Paddy as slight favourite. They've got Chandler at plus 135, Paddy at minus 160. I actually would have expected that to have been the other way round. I would have expected it to have been Paddy as a slight underdog and Chandler as a slight favourite. That now makes me think might be worth putting a little bit on Chandler. His record is like 1-4 in the last 5, though, for Chandler. But that is against really high level. He's lost twice to Charles Oliveira. No flipping shame in that. Justin Gaethje. No shame in that. And Dustin Poirier. No shame in that. There's no shame in losing to the people that he's lost to. Win over Dan Hooker and a win over Tony Ferguson. I think this is a really close fight, and I am actually really surprised to see the odds as that way round. So yeah, I really like it. If Paddy was the underdog, I'd have a little sprinkle. Finding out Chandler's the underdog makes me think of having a little sprinkle that way now. So, but it'll be good. We're doing that this weekend. Edwards, shout out to you. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Where are we time-wise? Oh, we've got 6 minutes. We've only got 6 minutes, my friends. 6 minutes.
Edward Brown, LFC1, the baddest on the planet. Member. Days I done well tonight. I do have to admit none of that was Go GLED or anything. I just love Mana. I go back, then watch the Mites Bud. Also, I believed Projects is a faction. It's got to be.
Yeah, I think Project X is a faction, yes. I don't think it's just Sunny. Project X is a faction that we're expecting to come into the game. Yeah, no, you did well. And even if you did Google, it doesn't matter. The game is set up whereby, to be honest, I make it purposefully hard. So that, because I can't stop people from Googling. If I was to ask questions like, who won the 19, right, okay, you know, such and such is in now. Who won the 1997 Royal Rumble? Who won the 1996 Royal Rumble? Like, they'll just go and Google it if they don't know. And they'll find the answer quite quickly. I think the way we do it with pictures, you sort of need to know who the wrestler is, what belt they've got, what WrestleMania they were at, to even be able to Google. It makes it a little harder, like it puts a bit more of a barrier in the way. But all of that is eating into people's time. So honestly, it doesn't bother me. I'm really not bothered if people Google or don't Google or whatever they do. The game is kind of built so that it can factor that in. Hence why the questions are so difficult, in the sense of I don't expect anyone to look at those questions and just know the answers, because the game is difficult. It's meant to be. Okay. I don't want that. I want that. Right. Sonny said, I went to the movies. I saw the Minecraft movie. I am going to give it a 7. I then went to Timmy's. I got an ice cap and a chicken sandwich wrap. Well, honestly, that sounds like quite a lovely day, to be honest. Just pop into the cinema, watching a film. A 7 out of 10 is not bad. I've been to the cinema and seen some awful films. So going to the cinema and seeing like a 7 out of 10 film, you'd take that. I'd take that. And then pop into Timmy's after. Lovely. Lovely. NXT did 683, says James. Oh, that's a little bit down, isn't it? That's a little bit down. Did it feel quiet? A little. It felt a little quiet. Nothing too bad, though. It was okay. Okay, I've got the Evolve set up. I didn't have it set up, but I've literally just set it up. So we'll be ready to go in a couple of minutes' time. Cappuccino Jones for president, said AB Jobson. I saw the Minecraft film last Friday. I saw it in 4DX and 3D, said Cole. What's 4DX? What's that? Isn't 4D where, like, you have, like, you know, smells shot at you and puffs of air and, like, makes you feel more immersed? I don't know what 4DX is, though. They spray you with a hose. That would have been a nightmare for the Titanic film, wouldn't it? Imagine if you saw Titanic in 4D. My God. You'd be absolutely drenched. Swipe right, said Larry. Swipe right. Trini said, I watched the intro to World War III, then realised I was watching news. So I had a smoke instead. Yeah, well, the news has been bonkers, hasn't it? Absolutely bonkers. But it's you can't stop looking at it, though, as developments keep coming through. Anyone watched earlier on Tubi? Please remember, no spoilers. Can't wait for UFC on Saturday, said Steven. Should be good. Should be good. Right, this should be beginning, but I don't have it yet. Oh, I have it now. Here we go. Guys, calm down. Blue Will Sonic is in the chats with a UK flag. Love that. Can I put a UK flag in? Where's the flags? UK gonna represent together. Blue Will Sonic, where did you get your flag from, bud? Bum, bum, bum. Ah, swipe right. We prove what swipe right is all about. I don't have any flags. Frankie, check Project X. Jesus, it's just our community in there, chat. We prove that we're going to be a problem. So swipe right. In the house. We're just seeing last month Shawn Michaels. Yeah, the first match, Kylie Armstrong and Dani Palmer teaming together. Yeah, she did hit Kylie instead. These chicks round here take my kindness for weakness. The bluegrass badass is what Dani Palmer calls herself. The bluegrass badass. I'm going to make you wish like you were never born tonight. Kelly Armstrong, low-key, quite excited for that match now. They've done a decent job of just like a little build, you know. Their drama goes back to the first week. Evolve. Right, there's that lady ref that was put in an awkward situation on NXT. The 3 count that never was. Okay. Stevie's put together a great card apparently tonight. Dani Palmer takes on Kylie Armstrong. Let's go. Don't know Bryce Donovan. Draco knocks against Bryce Donovan. Riley Osborne. Okay. Oh, no, he's still wearing that gear. No. No, he's still wearing that gear. He still thinks that gear is the right way forward. The gear is not growing on me. I don't need to see little glimpses of his thighs. Maybe some people do, though. Perhaps it's one for the ladies. Here's Javier Bernal. Javier Bernal is making his way down. That ref is far too pretty, said Scottish Nightmare. Hannah said, Daze, does that make you the Ari Emanuel of the Fantasy Wrestling League? If so, let's hope you don't go the Vince Dwayne and get mad with power. But you might write stories, so we see how you book. I don't need to write stories. The factions are doing that themselves. I am like Jesus. I am just basically a shepherd. Was Jesus a shepherd? No one knows. Right, here we go. We are underway. Bernal against Osborne. Keeping him down. Mr. Stone said Riley Osborne showed flashes of brilliance when he was in Chase U. Yeah, that's good by Osborne. Working on the arm of Bernal. Javier Bernal. Osborne being driven back. Reversed. Javier, big body Harvey. Against the ropes. Looking to... he's got Osborne over against the ropes. This would so be like a NXT level up match if that show was still around. Bumps into him. Down goes Bernal. Oh, here we go. Against the ropes. Ooh. Didn't know if it was a suicide dive or if it was going to be like a big splash, but he stops himself. He's going to moonsault. Moonsault. No. Lands on his feet. Oh. Knee coming in there. Grabs Osborne. Chucks him in. I like that. That was pretty good. He just threw him back in the ring, but Osborne swings round. Kicks at Javier. Jumps through. Goes up. Take over. Going for the cover. 2. No joy. That's good. Big clothesline. Going over again. Working on the head of Big Buddy Harvey. I don't mind Bernal's ring gear. It's okay. It's okay. It looks a little dull. I think maybe would have looked better if that yellow, if it was like bright yellow rather than like a gold. And Riley Osborne, I mean, where do you even start? Where do you even start? Standing, moonsault. Knees up there by Bernal. He's trying to get back up, charging over. Big boot there by Osborne. Bernal goes down. Osborne on the middle. Looking. Whoa! No joy. Ah! Big DDT. Planting him. Lovely DDT. James said, I don't love any of you. We know. We know, but... Right now, we've got Osborne on his feet. Big right hand coming back in. And again there by Javier Bernal. Nice reversal against the ropes. Down goes Osborne. And again. Lovely. Boom! Super kick coming in. Osborne down. It's telling him to get up. Big Buddy Harvey coming over. Picks him up. Oh! Going for the fit. Is that going to finish it? 2. No. Shoulder up. Shoulder up by Osborne. Two count. Ref confirms it's just a 2. That would have been a 3 in NXT, said Frankie. That's true. That's true. This match would have been over 10 minutes ago. They don't believe in 2 counts in NXT. So, that as well. Oh, lovely super kick coming in by Osborne. Banal in the corner. Osborne goes up to the outsides. Forearm shot. Trying to climb up. Big shot coming in there by Banal. Climbing up. This match still doesn't really have like a reason, does it? Another elbow coming in. Osborne up top. What can he do? Boom. 1, 2. And he gets it. Riley Osborne gets the win. Match was okay. I sort of feel like if they're not complete unknowns, it would be better if there was like a reason for the match. So there we go. Riley Osborne picking up the victory. Here's Chewy. He's going to have a word with Banal. We don't have Couch Girl. Thank God for that. Chewy gives his jacket to Big Buddy Harvey. What's wrong, mate? You okay? He puts his jacket down on the floor. And he is walking away. He's leaving that jacket behind. He's likely leaving this presentation behind. Right, Bryce Donovan is going to be taking on Draco Knox. I think, has Bryce Donovan not been sat on that couch? I think Bryce Donovan has been kind of someone we've seen on the couch. This April. Las Vegas. It's a good track, this. Is this that Finn? F-E-I-N track? Every night. It's the only way I hear new music. The Dracula hair dude. He's been next to the couch, said Frankie. Hayes Jameson. Triple H is here as well. Love that for him. Triple H and Stevie Turner hanging out. I'm so over the moon that Couch Girl has gone. Here's Draco Knox. Yeah, I don't feel like I know much about Draco Knox. He wants to make a name. Draco's fan club sign. I bring hard hitting in the ring. I keep my blue collar roots. Okay. So Draco Knox taking on Bryce Donovan. This is like Damian Priest meets Matrix. I'm looking to see what he does. Part of his... So he undoes his shirt. He takes his shades off. Is that it? The way he came out and was so focused and he walked to the ring and he got in the ring and he walked around in this circle. I thought we were going to get something, but instead he just took his shirt and his shades off. I think he really needs something when he gets, because it's such a... You can't not look at him when he comes out. And then he walks around and you're sort of expecting like something. You need to evolve. That's what I'm here to do. I'm way more into these matches, actually, than Riley Osborne against Javier Bernal, because... Oh, here we go. Swipe righter here. Yeah. Yeah, swipe righter here. We've got swipe left chance. Zayda Steele is with swipe right. They're circling around the ring. I don't really understand what's happening. Surely neither of these are in swipe right, are they? Is he? Is he with them? Okay, Cappuccino Jones! Is that Jack Cartwheel? Okay, here's Stevie Turner. Tag team match. Eight-man tag match coming. There we go. Eight-man tag. So we're not getting this match anymore. Forget this. Okay, well, we're going to be watching some swipe right. It's a shame it's not just swipe right kind of on their own, though. Cartwheels out there. Why is she holding the mic like Xavier Woods, said Frankie. Perhaps she's been hanging around Xavier Woods. Right. God, this is a lot of people in it. Who's in this match? Everyone. Everyone's in this match. Draco Knox carries the weight of years of struggle, but sees WWE as his escape. Hates the grind, but takes pride in being a hard worker. So he's in there at the moment. Over against the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Drake, Jackson Drake is in there with him. Boom. I still wish that they had the names of the people that were in the ring at that time so that it could really help you know who's in the ring. Because trying to remember the name of 8 boomers that we've only seen once before is not the easiest thing. I like Swipe Right being just the 2 guys who faced Fraxium last night. Yeah. Yeah, that would be better if this somehow got turned into a tag match. I'd be so down for watching a Swipe Right match right now, which I technically am, but... In the corner. Boom! Big clothesline. It's a bit confusing to make an 8-man tag. Cappuccino comes in. Working on the arm. Okay, well, look, we're getting to watch a bit of Cappuccino Jones right now. That's no bad thing. Shot to the back. Again, another shot coming in. Cappuccino, back and forth. Jackson down. Another elbow there by Cappuccino. Cappuccino starting to get a bit of momentum, but that's gone. That's gone. He's on the shoulders. Couple of elbows coming in. Gets back down on his feet. Over against the ropes. Cappuccino trying to leapfrog over, and he does. Love that. Really good. And a lovely drop kick. Leapfrog. Did another leapfrog as the opponent was coming from behind him, and then got good height on that drop kick. Love that. Sliding underneath. Inverted atomic drop. He has 2 shots of espresso before every match, Cappuccino Jones. Right now, working on the arm. So, Swipe Right have been a tag team for a few years now, apparently. Cartwheel. People love Cartwheel. Cartwheel's coming in. Whoa, yes! Cartwheel's in too. Kick out. Imagine Cappuccino Jones and Cartwheel against Swipe Right. Give me that match, you cowards. His great-grandfather invented the cartwheel, apparently says the facts. His great-grandfather invented the cartwheel. I don't believe it. I'm going to look. Cartwheels. Nice hip toss. Another cartwheel. Oh! Who invented the cartwheel? Who invented the cartwheel? Cartwheels date back to antiquity and were used for play by the ancient Greeks and Romans. I don't think his great-grandfather invented the cartwheel. Ah! Unless they have maybe they're talking about actual cartwheels, not the cartwheel. I'll put gymnastics. Slam down. No, they're saying that might go back to Greek, Roman times. I don't think it was his grandfather. That's fake news. Evolve with fake news. Mackenzie said Cappuccino Jones looks like an older Speed. Shot coming into the midsection. Martin, shout out to you, my friends. Monthly reminder of my love for the community. Martin, shout out to you, buds. Sunny as well said, I got my birthday, Timmy's. Love your days. Sunny, congrats. Elbows coming in. Brad Baylor hates labels when it comes to relationships with girls. What's that mean? What's a label? Like, we're an item. We're serious. Swipe left is being chanted by the crowds, and they are not my people. Chops coming in there by Cartwheel. Cartwheel trying to make the tag. No joy. Clothesline. Brad Baylor. Swinging away. Charging over. Up over the top to the outsides. Baylor goes down. This match has low-key been okay, you know. We've got to see Cartwheel. We've got to see Cappuccino. We've got to see Swipe Right. What are they going for? Oh, he's having some cappuccino! Cartwheel has a drink! Cartwheels! Oh! Look at that. He couldn't even do that before he had a drink of that coffee. It's the coffee. It's the coffee that just propelled him over that top rope. Madness. Madness. Holy shiz, I was confused in LFG with Evolve. It's only on Tubi here, said Tom. It's only on Tubi. Stevens Sweaty Places, says Akeem. Akeem, shout out to you. Tubi for US, YouTube International. This match is cooking, said Ninja. Not liking labels is a label. It means that you bang lots of folks. Oh. Pocked a dill, thank you. Okay, here we go. Back to the action. Tag being made. Draco Knox is in. Oh, he lost his little hat. The do-rag. Ice Williams with an elbow drop. 1, 2. Ice Williams and Trick Williams could be the Williams brothers. Uppercut coming in. They could have a tennis theme. Going over the corner. Boom. Big kick coming in there by Ice. Jack Cartwheel goes down. Clothesline. Trying to come over. Ice goes into the corner. Kick coming into the midsection. Brad Baylor, charging and driving his shoulder in. Boom, big boot. Come on, swipe right. 1. Just a 1 count. They're doing some good tag work. And you know what? I flipping love a centre parting. When I was a kid, centre partings, it's what the lads all wanted. Was a centre parting. And you just don't see them anymore. You just don't see a centre parting anymore. But you do hear Brad Baylor making me reminisce for the 90s. Jackson Drake is in now. Mackenzie said, we need Bob Momo Banana in a what we do. You're right. I forgot about those guys. Bob Momo Banana. Oh, God, you're so right. Bang. Lovely work going for the cover. 2. Kick out there by Ice. Jackson Drake is in there. Jackson Drake, a former tag partner of Javon Evans. That's a good fact. He got hit by a car in 2019. He fractured his left shin bone and he broke his teeth. Not as good a fact, but still interesting. Hope as well. Right now, Ice in there. With Jackson, Chop coming in. Obviously, we've still got Kylie, Armstrong in action. Chop coming back there by Jackson. He's got Ice, picks him up. Oh! Slams him down. 2. Zayda Steele doing a little bit of work on the outside. I like that. I like the fact she's not just standing there. Do you think we managed to get Couch Girl to lose her job? I hope so. She deserved it. In my mind, this was not pre-taped. But our complaining meant that Couch Girl lost her job. The only thing Ricky likes more... Oh, I didn't see that. Shot coming into the midsection. Daze, we should have Cappuccino Jones and Ice Williams as a team. Then we'd have Ice Cappuccino. Yes. Yes. Put Grande Americano with him. Oh, down goes Ice Williams. Big chop. Trying to go over, making a tag. In comes Brad's. Shot coming into the midsection there on Ice. Chop coming in by Brad's. It's a big old match, this, isn't it? To drop in the middle of this show. It's eating up a lot of time. I'm guessing it's only going to be the main event after this, unless we got a squash. We need to set something up for next week, though. Zayda Steele on the outsides. Just having to go at the crowd a little bit. I think they're getting to swipe right. He's keeping him grounded. Love that. Keeping Ice Williams down. Brad getting back up to his feet. Zayda Steele on the outside of the ring. Shots coming into the midsection there by Ice. Trying to make that tag. Shot coming in. Again, trying to make the tag. No joy. Another shot coming in. Trying to make the tag. He's almost over by Dax, but no joy. Nice. Step up in Saguri. Brad makes the tag to his tag partner. Swipe right, working well together. Keeping Ice Williams, middle of the ring, duck underneath, swing and a miss. They're both missing. Oh! Huge! Discus clothesline. Draco is on the outside. He's about to get tagged in. Boom, and again. Draco Knox is in there, is laying out everyone at the moment. Bodies everywhere. Round the back, looking for a suplex. Lovely. Hits that really well. Charges over. Boom. Collides in the corner. Scoops him up. Drives him into the corner. Lovely. 1, 2, go. 2 count there for Drax. Yeah, I can't believe how long they're going with this. They gotta best the heck out of this match. I love it, said Blue Wheel Sonic. He's got Cappuccino in there. Tag being made. Brad coming in. Cappuccino, and cartwheel. Boom! Kick and a suplex. 1, 2. Oh, save by Donovan. Donovan Priest. Big boot coming in there by Cartwheel. Cappuccino. Yeah, nice knee. Oh, I love that slide there by Drax. Oh, big boot! That was huge. Yeah, Brad Baylor in big trouble. Zayda trying to distract. Ricky in there, though, with Brad. Swipe right, working together. That might do it. Cartwheel pinned. Oh. Save is made. Save is made. Oh, I love that move. Slingshot in through the ropes. Ricky. Kicking up. Who's the legal man? Does the ref even know? Jackson Drake. Yeah, this match has lost control. It's like an SOS there from Cappuccino Jones. Brad Baylor coming in. Oh, lovely. Brad Baylor now grabbing Cartwheel. Picks him up. No. Inside. 1, 2. No joy. Oh, I love that by Cartwheel. Into Netbreaker. Cartwheel. Grab him. Brad Baylor. Got him on his shoulders. Oh, look at that. Death Valley going up. Jack Cartwheel, so impressive. Oh, couldn't stick the landing though. Donovan. Oh! Bryce Donovan gets the win. That slam was absolutely huge. Did he just call it a black hole slam? Huge. Maybe not supposed to be that long. Everyone is just so green they don't know how to take it home, said Rob. I mean, I really enjoy watching Cartwheel. Cappuccino Jones is fun. Everyone got their moments in. Swipe right always shine the brightest for me. I don't think that really helped, like, Jackson Drake much. I don't think it helps Drax much. These are the ones that I still don't feel I know loads about. I feel like that match taught me a little bit more about Cartwheel. Shut up, bro. But the association is shut up, bro. Yeah. Swipe left. Swipe left. Nah, mans. What is that smell? They're bullying Chewy. I love this. He deserves it. You deserve it. They're really struggling. Hello, who's coming out? Super Sean Legacy. Timothy Thatcher has come out as well. So basically, this is a group of like bratty kids, isn't it? That's what they are. I tell you what, that top is only just holding on for Zayda Steel. That top is really just living by a wing and a prayer. Dani Palmer. Kada Steel. They don't look old enough to tie their own shoelaces. I don't think they are. There's Chantel Monroe. Chantel Monroe is in the VIP section. Okay, main event time. Go, 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 go. Go, go. Go, go. Here's Kylie Armstrong. All gas, no break. She was a world record holder. I mean, she does look crazy athletic, to be honest. Kind of excited for this match, said Dr. Lucha Lala. Oof. I'm different, says Kylie. Okay, here's Dani. What did she call herself? The Bluegrass Badass. It's different look, isn't it? I mean, she is trailer trash. Yeah, the Bluegrass Badass. Brad Baylor is like a younger Grayson Waller, said Brony. Kylie Armstrong has got some serious potential, said Brony. Blue Will Sonic said, finally the main event match. Here we go. Blue Will Sonic giving that last match an A-. A minor. A minor. The Bluegrass Badass. Kylie. I feel like Dani Palmer's about to do a hoedown. You didn't be forgotten now, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Got now, Joe. I like how they're both standing in there to get their intro. It's like a title match. Debuted on Level Up in September of 2024. Did anyone see that? Debuted on Level Up in 2022. At a young age, she helped her dad build fences. Oh my God, her dad's Donald Trump. Here we go. Dani Palmer, Kylie Armstrong. Bring in Johnny Blasphemy, said Prehistoric Vintage. Prehistoric, you know, man. You know. Trog. Did you hear how excited people were when Timothy Thatcher came walking out? Imagine the reaction if Trog came walking out. Or Roach. Kylie working on the arm then of Dani Palmer. So she's working on the arm. Dani Palmer down on one knee at the moment. Flipping over. Oh, lovely backflip. Gets Kylie down and goes back working on the arm. Still on that arm. So Kylie is down. Crowds are applauding away. I wish there was more people in that crowd. That crowd needs more people. The King is in there, though. We've noticed him before. Dani Palmer is being kept grounded. Dani going round, handstanding, trying to escape. Oh, that's a lovely escape, actually. And a flip over. Ah, Dani's good. Dani's got some stuff. Oh, lovely. She's got some stuff going on. Very quick. Over in Kylie. Kylie, though, getting up to her feet. Dani working on the arm. And again, middle of the ring. Again, pulling down on the arm. Oh, that was a lovely shot. Lovely shot by Kylie. Forearm shot coming back. Picks her up. Throws her down. Dani lands on her feet. Shoulder barge as Dani goes to the outsides. Dani trying to get back up. She gets grabbed by the hair. Again, going through the ropes. Trying to go up over the top. Dani flips over. Kylie against the ropes. Dani over the other side. Kylie's got her up. Oh, but Dani on her feet. Drop kick. Kipper. Dani has been shining here. Kylie has just been really worked over. She's been out-wrestled. And it's Dani that's really getting the showcase at the moment. Dani going up. But Kylie gets back in the ring. Dani has to climb back down. Kylie jumps up. No! Very good. Very good. Throwing Dani off the top. Kylie is now potentially going to be back in control. Lovely shot to the back there. And again, she's very good at throwing strikes, isn't she? Very good. They really look like they're like landing with some force from Kylie. Dani going hard into the corner. Kylie talking a bit of trash. Grabbing Dani. He's going to look to pick her up. Gets her up. Slants her down. Absolutely. Daze, I'm glad you do Evolve. I look forward to this each week, said Nathan. I like it as well, but I said I'm different, and I'm going to show you. I do love how she takes that moment during the match to talk to the camera. Let's go. Let's go. Right, wow. People really enjoyed that last match. It's actually got a great rating. People enjoyed it. Great 60 for that last match. Our opening match with Riley and Javier, good 100. The second one, great 60. Dani's got jorts. Right, she's being kept grounded at the moment by Kylie Armstrong. Headlock being applied. AB Jobson said, great main events. Ryan, hello. Hope you're doing well, buds. Tom said, I think Grande Americano might actually be Otis. He and Gable were just seen together, so scratch that. I thought you was onto something then. Kim Shane said, this is the same Dani who allegedly said something controversial when she was injured. I know she said that James is your son. Not controversial. Fact. James is actually my love child. Look at that, colliding into each other. Nita Nitro is actually the mother. Because I only get with champions. Yeah? I only get with winners. And that will be a surprise to her, by the way. And a surprise to James as well. Big right hand blocked. Shot coming back there by Dani. Surprise! Yeah, that's what he said when he came out. Going over the other side, Dani. Boom! Kylie down. Kylie down again. Couple of chops coming in. Knee to the midsection. Step up Inzaguri. Dani, look, digging deep. Good facial expressions. Trying to charge over. Going up. Oh, I like that. I like that. Going up. Knees right in the back. Middle rope. Going up. Double knees. Kylie down too. Oh, I tell you what, Kylie is really being worked over here. Really being worked over. This is not simple or straightforward. Lands on her feet, over against the ropes. Kylie with a big shot. Here. Oh, power slam. Thought she was going for a hip toss, but she sort of flipped it into a power slam. I really feel like this match has showcased Dani more than it has Kylie, but what we've learnt from Kylie is that she looks to talk during her matches. That wasn't just a one-off. She's got really good striking. And, lands on the feet. Over in the corner. And she's very athletic. Big kick coming in. She goes down. Dani going to the outside, climbing up. Dani is up top. It looked like it's going to backfire again. Both women up top. Headbutt there by Dani. Kylie down. Dani Palmer going big. Whoa! That frog splash was huge. Absolutely huge, but Kylie was not there. Going against right. Look at the speeds. Look at the speeds. Bang. Yeah, she hit them ropes quick, mate. 2, 3. Even Bron Breakker will be applauding that. Kylie hitting the ropes. Getting a win over Dani Palmer, but make no mistake about it, Dani Palmer showed up, showed out. And I feel like that match was more a showcase for her than it was for Kylie. Oh, she's got the microphone. I'm different. I'm calling out all y'all chicks. All of y'all can get it. So she wants to be the first Evolve champion. There's nothing, anything. Yeah, what you out here for, Chantal? What do you want? You want the smoke, do you? Kendal, what do you want? You're behind her. Who's coming out? There's Brinley. I'm different. She says, I'm happy that all of you are out here so I can say it to your face. I'm different. So I like the fact we're talking about the title now. I like the fact we're talking about the title. Callie Armstrong, Chantal Monroe, Brinley Reese, Kendal Gray. I don't mind that as a lineup. For if it's going to be like a little tournament, 2 semi-finals lead into a final. That's not bad. That's not bad. There we go. I mean, it's so easy to watch this show. Done. 45 minutes. Just like how Raw should be. Just like how WrestleMania should be. 45 minutes and then we're done. And we all get to move on with our lives. We don't need the roast of WrestleMania. We don't need the after WrestleMania shows. We don't need... Well, you can have stand and deliver. But that should be half an hour. Half an hour for stand and deliver. 2 nights of WrestleMania. Both nights 45 minutes. Done. Just put the Slammy winners in an email. Done. Larry said it does go by so fast. Adam said it was very nice. Very nice. Rob said, if someone has to keep telling us they're different, I do start to doubt how different they are. No. She's different. She said. So clearly what's happened there, Rob, is you've not listened. You've not listened. She said, I'm different. And you've gone, are you different? But she's literally just told you she's different. So, do you know what I mean? If you listen, it's the clues are in there. She's different. She's different. And you are going to hear that another 50 times. Probably before WrestleMania. Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. When she said, I'm glad you're all out here because I've got something else to say. When she said, I'm different, I was like, I was kind of really hoping for something more there, you know? I was hoping for something that was going to make me go, oh, that's good. That's good. But instead she just went, I'm different. Lisa said, would you be DWA manager and give me answers on my turn so I can turn in more than one lonely correct answer? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some weeks you're going to... The thing is, I bet you watched others and you knew the answers. I bet, because it happens, doesn't it? I bet you watch the other ones people get and you go, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. And had you have had some others, you might have got 3, 4. And then when it comes to your go, you get, whatever one. It's like, it's just, it's impossible to know who's going to get what, isn't it? Because we mix up the order, the teams choose their own order, and it's really just the luck of the draw. It's really just the luck of the draw. So if you have a bad week, don't matter, shrug it off. Don't make any difference. Had you have had some of the other ones, I'm sure you would have got a great score. Plus, we saw that, let's say, I don't know if Bryn again's around, but it's Bryn again killed it last week with the faction game, got the higher score, and then, struggled when it came to the tag teams. So you just don't know, do you? Good weeks, bad weeks. It's a mixed bag. It's why we love the game. Bluebell Sonic, shout out to you, said, overall, what do we think this show? Ranking. Well, you've got your letter system, haven't you? And I will not step on that. I refuse. So I will stick with numbers. So I would probably give this a 6.5, maybe a 6.75. I wasn't quite as crazy about the match. I felt it went a little long. I would have ended the tag match a bit earlier and I would have done one of those sit-down interviews, or I would have done a little backstage thing. I would have ended that tag match a little earlier. I think the issue I have with the tag match is it was fast-paced and it was fun, and I totally understand why people scored it as high as they did. I think the problem I had with it was that I'm trying to learn about these people, and I'm trying to, just trying to remember the names I find very difficult. One is called Drax, one is called Donovan, one is called Drake, or so, I don't know, like Cappuccino Jones is easy to remember, Cartwheel is easy to remember, the Swipe Right Boys are easy to remember, but when the others are in, I do spend a bit of time going, okay, what was this person's name again? And so, that kind of gets a little in the way for me. So I would have had it shorter. I think I really would love it if they would put the names on screen when someone's in a ring. I think that would help remember who the legal person is as well, because sometimes when it breaks down into Carnage, it's really hard to remember who the legal person even was. And yeah, I think as a result, there's a few people there that I didn't feel got much out of that match. Drake had a few nice moments, but I can't say he's really gone up in my estimation. As a match, though, it was fast-paced, loads of spots, fun. If you just judge it on that, yeah, really good. So I've got a slight disagreement with the middle match, but I still really enjoyed it. The main event, I thought was a really good showcase for Dani Palmer. I suppose I'm a little bit concerned we didn't showcase loads for Kylie Armstrong. And it does make me wonder, have we reached her limit? I was really excited by her and I was really into her. And then I've just seen that match and there wasn't tons in there for her. And so I'm now left thinking, have we seen everything? Was that the Kylie Armstrong experience? Is there literally nothing else? So I've got a bit of a question mark there. But I thought Dani Palmer really shined in that match. I like the fact we're talking about the title. I think that's really good because I feel like the first match suffered by not having any meaning. Like if there was like rankings, which I know we don't tend to do in WWE, but Evolve could always be different. If there was rankings or if there was, you know, a couple of losses and you're out, you know, this is a qualifier to get into the tournament type situation. We could have done that, couldn't we? These matches could be qualifiers to get into the tournament, which will crown the first champion. I don't mind everyone being showcased once. So, you know, you do a round of showcase matches. We're going to, do you know what I mean? I feel like there could be a structure where everyone gets shown off once. This is the Evolve roster. So these are our showcase matches. We're going to do that for a few weeks. Then we're going to do qualifiers where this is the second time you're seeing people and they're going to do qualifiers. Then we're going to start the tournaments. At the moment, you know, we're 5 weeks in and we're still doing like Riley versus Javier Bernal for no purpose. And I think that you do kind of watch it and you're like, I don't really know. Like, you know, if it was short, then that's okay, but kind of went on a touch. It was okay. I wasn't crazy about the opening match. I think the best match was the middle match. Second best match was the main event. Least favorite match was the open. So I think all of that boiled together probably gives me a score of like, do I regret watching the show? Definitely no. I really, you know, got something from it. I always enjoy watching Evolve anyway. Great to see Cartwheel. Great to see Cappuccino Jones. Great to see Swipe Right in action. Enjoyed all of that. Great to see Kylie. You know, got to see a bit more. Dani, I thought, really shone in that main event. Didn't get loads from the first match, if I'm being brutally honest. Like the talk of the title. I'm going to put that into a big pot, mix it together. It comes out with a 6.5, 6.75, something like that. Those are my thoughts. But what are your thoughts? Because we can just get a few more final thoughts before we run away. At Kim's Chains, shout out to you, firing in a membership. That's very kind. I really appreciate that. But Kieran, firing in 5 Wrestling Daze memberships. And you know, the way I think about it now is like 5 Wrestling Daze memberships. That could be a new faction. If those 5 people get together, that could be a brand new faction. I am, when it comes to the membership side of things, not down on making the game longer. I don't have a problem with making the stream 2 hours rather than an hour and a half to accommodate extra teams. You know, we could actually do, I think we could, if we extended the members game, faction game, we could have 5 factions play each week. Which means that we could have, say, 10 factions. We do 5 one week, 5 the next week, and then like mix it around. I don't know. That would mean some factions would have to sit out a week, but yeah, we could find a way of like rotating it around. I don't know. I'm really open to some ideas. I'm really open to thoughts and suggestions and whatever, but definitely looking for some new factions to join the game. So Kieran, 5 gifted memberships is really kind. Kim's Chains as well, firing in a couple of gifted memberships. Appreciate it as always, buds. And Adam, wow, Adam, really appreciate that, my friends. Adam firing in a really kind donation, saying cheers. Adam, thank you, bud. That is so generous, so kind. That doesn't do anything for the members game. That actually does nothing for the members game, but that's fine because it keeps the lights on, and that is also very important. Adam, you should have put a comment in, but I would have read it. Unless it was sexist, because I won't read anything that's sexist. I've turned my back on that. Respect to those that donate or send in super chats. You all contribute, says Hannah. Yeah, massively. Yeah, massively. Yeah, I've said before as well. I mean, like, we don't have sponsors on the channel. We don't cut to commercials. I don't have to try and sell you blooming, mobile games and stuff like that. And we're able to do everything that we do and, keep the lights on, keep the flipping Starlink, whatever it's called, pay them bills, pay the flipping subscriptions to watch, Peacock or whatever it is, Netflix or whatever. I mean, it's the donations that kind of keep all of that going. And, it's obviously massively appreciated. Daze, who is your favorite WWE wrestler, male or female? Male, I would have to go Undertaker or Shawn. Shawn, I think, is my favorite in-ring. I mean, his selling and the drama that he brought to his matches. Some people would say Brett, but I would have Shawn just over Brett. I love Daniel Bryan as well, though. So, but yeah, Shawn for what he did in ring. Even I think really what tips him over the edge is his character out of the ring. Do you know what I mean? The heartbreak kid, the arrogance. You can kind of see a lot of swipe right with Shawn. Do you know what I mean? Like, I look at, say, Brad Baylor, and I can see a young Shawn Michaels. He's got the arrogance. He's got the blonde hair. He's got the confidence. He's got the in-ring skill. And, tweak his gimmick just a touch. Put him and the Ryan guy in some rockers attire. Maybe make them a little bit more aerial. Maybe have them go up top a little bit more. Not loads, but just, a crossbody. A missile drop kick. Something like that. Which I haven't seen loads out of Swipe Right doing that. But, yeah, I sort of look at them and I'm like, you could very easily have like a bit of a rockers there. So, Shawn, I love his character outside. And of course, Undertaker. You want to talk about characters? It's got to be the dead man in it. In regards to women, I think my favorite would probably be Alundra Blaze. The disappointing thing for me is there was no women's division really for her to show how good she was. But Alundra Blaze means a lot to me because I've said before, when I was starting to watch wrestling, women did not have their asses out. They didn't have their boobs out. They were like Alundra Blaze, and they were putting on some of the best matches. You watch Alundra Blaze versus Bull Nakano, it's a banger. It's a banger. And every time Alundra was on like Raw or something, she would put that work in. When she came out, it wasn't like, oh, God, here's the women. When she came out, you knew that you was going to get something really exciting. You knew what you was about to see was going to be good. And I really, really respect her for that. The problem is I can't sit here and give you a long list of great matches because there just wasn't a division. So there is definitely nostalgia at play with that. Definitely nostalgia at play. It would be a lot easier to say Asuka or, Becky or Bianca or Rhea or, one of those. There's a lot more that they have managed to do. But I give a lot of credit to Alundra Blaze for making me appreciate women's wrestling and women from a very, very young age. So, yeah, I got a real soft spot for Alundra. And you can always watch Medusa, can't you, in WCW? Dr. Luchalala said, Nita Nitro, you missed Daze saying that you and him had a love child. And that child is James. Are you all right, buds? You all right? What, Dr. Luchalala, what are you trying to stir up? Nita Nitro, hello, if you are around. The champ is in the house. Hannah said, who would you say is the biggest what if in wrestling? I think maybe Muhammad Hassan. He was going to work the world title 20 years ago, but then real life events prevented it. Thoughts? The biggest what if? That's hard, isn't it? I mean, what if Jeff Hardy didn't have the demons that he had? I mean, even with the demons, he managed to get to a world title, didn't he? What if the British Bulldog didn't have the demons he had? He was a big powerhouse, really loved wrestler. Someone I was desperate to win a world title, and it was the demons that held him back. What if the Warrior wasn't as big an a-hole as he was? Would he have gone on to have had multiple time title runs? So I think all of those are what ifs. What if Sting had joined WWE earlier than he did? Would he have had multiple runs? I certainly would have had multiple Mania matches. And, you know, what if that had happened? What if we'd had Undertaker versus Sting? Yeah. So, yeah, I think Muhammad Hassan's an interesting one. I agree. I don't know that I can say it's the biggest what if, but yeah, I don't know if that... I don't know if the crowd would have, accepted it. Even if WWE had put it on, I don't know if the crowd would have allowed it to have had much life. But, I mean, I think it was definitely the right thing, because didn't it tie in with the London bombings? That meant that they just cancelled the push. It was meant to be him and Undertaker, I think. So it got cancelled. But I think that was probably for the best, to be honest. I don't think that's a gimmick that would be looked back on with much fondness anyway, even if those bombings hadn't have happened. But it is very interesting, what if. What if we had had Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair at WrestleMania 8? David said, old school, what if David Von Erich never died in Japan? Wouldn't he have just died in America? Because I'm trying to think back to what he passed away of. Wasn't it? I don't believe he was attacked or anything. Wasn't it like a heart issue? I think that he would have just passed away still in America. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna double check because my head is telling me it was a heart thing. The Von Erichs. The Von Erich family. It was acute enteritis. What's that? What's that? Acute enteritis is an inflammation of the small intestines. It's caused by food or drink contaminated with microbes, but may have other causes. Related diseases, blah, 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 blah. Well, what does it say about his death? He died during the tour of All Japan before defending the belts. Brody removed... Ric Flair mentions that Bruiser Brody removed any evidence of drug-related incident. I've only ever heard it as... I thought it was a heart, but ruptured intestines, which is documented as the death cause. In the documentary, Heroes of World Class, Kevin Von Erich and former referee both attest to a heart attack theory. Okay, I was sure I'd heard heart. So, I don't know the confusion there. I don't know if it was intestines. I don't know if it was the heart. Apparently his death certificate says intestines. Ric Flair seems to be mentioning in his autobiography that Bruiser Brody might have removed evidence of drugs, and I'm sure he was taking drugs. Like, everyone was taking drugs. So I was taking drugs. So I could believe that, but I don't know if it contributed. I've always, when it's come to that, been under the impression that it wasn't really anything to do with Japan, and that it was that, you know, even if he had stayed, it would have still happened. But I could be off on that. I have a child. Days, we have a child. Consent is important. Nita Nitro, I don't know what this is about. And I agree, consent is important. I'm the one that feels like I've been used. I don't know anything about this, Nita Nitro. I mean, you could have asked first. That's all I'll say. You could have asked. I mean, I would have said yes, but, you know. Days, did James tell you he's my Damian Priest and I make him growl? All rise, ? Lisa, are you okay? What's going on? Is there a full moon? What's happened to everyone in the chat? What's going on? Lisa, no, James has not actually told me that apparently... Did James tell you he's my Damian Priest and I make him growl? James, what's going on? What's happening? Oh my God. Anyone else uncomfortable? I just got a bit uncomfortable. Someone said good night there. Who was that? Calvin. Good night, my friends. Good night. Adam, shout out to you. Oh, Adam, you didn't need to do that, bud. You could have just fired it in as a normal chat and I would have read it, my friend. But, you know, as always, massively appreciate the support. Adam said, one question. WWE ID Championships, yes. What do we watch? Everything. Everything. Those belts will, so my understanding is that the GCW show, WrestleMania weekend, is going to host a tournament. I don't know if that will crown, say, the men's champion. And then there's another one, it was in Unseen, wasn't it? FCW or something like this. They're going to do another tournament. Maybe that crowns the women's one. They haven't really specified that. So, or maybe it's part one of both tournaments, part two of the other both tournaments. I don't know how they're going to split it. But find out who's going to be crowned. Those are the two shows that we need to be aware of during WrestleMania weekend. I was going to say I might still have it in my folders, but I don't think I do. I can have a look, though. I can have a look. It might not take me too long to find that info, because it was only yesterday. Talk amongst yourselves. Here it is. Found it. So, WWE ID Championships will be open to all independent wrestlers once the champions are crowned. So, really, any independent wrestler, I think, on pretty much any show. Primarily, they're going to work with those promotions that have agreed to work with them. So, I think there's like 7. It's like Ring of Reality or Reality of Wrestling, you know, Booker T's thing. That's one of them. I think Progress might have been one of them. There was a list of about 6 or 7 that signed up to be a part of WWE ID. But honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that belt even goes to promotions outside of those and gets defended. So really, it's just going to do the rounds on the indie scene. So it says if a non-WWE ID prospect wins the title, they then get an ID contract. So you can get WWE ID talent against non-ID talent. If the non-ID talent wins, they get a contract. What's extra exciting for us is if someone gets an ID contract, immediately they are then available for Evolve. Because we get a lot of ID talent on Evolve. Swipe Right, I think, are ID talent. So there's a lot of talent that are would then be available for Evolve. Cappuccino Jones is an ID talent. So it's going to be quite good for us, because when we see these people sign in and getting snapped up, that means that they are people we could then be watching on Evolve. The title tournament begins in Las Vegas with 2 events. GCW will present the ID tournament at Collective 2025 on April 16th. FSW Vegas will present the ID tournament on April 18th. But it doesn't say how it split. It doesn't say men on this one, women on that one. It just says that GCW are going to do a tournament on the 16th. FSW Vegas are going to do one on the 18th. It says after SmackDown. The opening round will be double elimination, 2 losses and you are out. All current ID prospects are in the tournament. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. And that's everything. That came directly from WWE ID. So, GCW, FSW, 16th and 18th, 2 tournaments. Don't know how they carve them up. That's where it starts. I'm guessing that's where the champs get crowned. Then they can go off, defend the titles against other ID talent and non-ID talent. And if non-ID talent wins, they then get contracts. So I hope that helps in some way. That is everything I know. That is everything that I've aware of. Obviously, if any other bits come through about it, then we'll chuck it in unseen. But yeah, it's good to actually kind of get some clarity on that, because that will have repercussions for Evolve, and we could see new talent coming in. So yeah, Adam, appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate all the support. It's really, really kind, and it really is appreciated. So hopefully that answer was of some assistance. Mayor Pete said, what do we think is the more important title, the Evolve Championship or the ID Championship? That's a really good question, actually, because I think that both are going to be quite level. I would imagine in the pecking order, Evolve is the more important, because you've got to be an ID talent to get onto Evolve, which then means you've got to be an ID talent to get on Evolve to even get the opportunity to wrestle for the Evolve title. Whereas, as we've just read, non-ID talent can compete for the ID championship. So I think that the way that I would look at it is that the Evolve title is the big title. The ID championship is, I don't want to say the mid-card, but it's the belt that's going to travel around. It's the belt that's kind of out there in the big wide world, that's going to be at indie shows being defended on a regular basis. But really, you've got to get an ID contract or win that title to then be eligible to even compete for the Evolve Championship. So I think in my mind, the Evolve Championship's going to be that step above. You know, WWE has only got, the 4 brands: Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Evolve. So if you can be the champion of one of WWE's only 4 brands, I think that's got to be seen as the bigger title, hasn't it? Whereas the ID belt is just out there circulating around, you know, just trying to get put onto the biggest indie talent that's available. I think that it's very different, though, isn't it? Because it's not like the NXT Championship and the North American It's not like that's the main belt, that's the mid-card belt. The ID one has got a very different purpose. It's sort of out there doing its own thing, isn't it? Have you had a chance to watch LFG? No, I haven't, but I've not even attempted, because I am just going to wait for it to finish, and then I'm just going to blast my way through. So yeah, I've not even attempted to watch it, to be honest. That match came out with a great rating. Look, that's good. Hannah said, wait, hang on, you've got a kids. Are you going to pass your teachings on to him and then have him stream when you... No. I won't have the kid stream when I retire because there's no way the kid is going to be as good as me. I don't think I'm replaceable. So I think we just tear this down, to be honest. I think we literally set it on fire and burn it to the ground. So, yeah. I think we can all agree I'm irreplaceable. There's no one that's replacing me. Either that or I'll get Edward to do it. I haven't decided yet. One or the other. Nita Nitro said, that child is half mine. It's going to be halfway decent. That is true, actually. You are the current champ. It will be very good at answering wrestling questions. It will have that going for it. It will have that going for it. If it's got my looks and your wrestling knowledge, I think it's going to do very well. I think it'll do very well. Right, we're done anyway. That's enough of talking about children. Let us part ways. I agree, says Nita Nitro. Yep. I think we're all in agreement. It definitely needs my looks. Frankie said, imagine if it's a girl and it looks like Daze. Well, it is going to do very well with the lads. That's all I can say. Right, we're done. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate so many people stopping by for Evolve. You know, honestly, this is not a stream that I do for views or anything like that. This is really one that I do because I just enjoy watching Evolve. So, yeah, obviously we could do AEW if we was maybe looking for more views or something. But I do enjoy Evolve. I think that I am ready now for them to take that next step to start bringing, not the titles themselves, but maybe a tournament or something in. So let's start having these matches mean a little more. Maybe we got a glimpse of that with that ending and Kylie Armstrong addressing the other girls in the division about the title. Certainly feels like it's getting closer. So, yeah, not bad. I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you hanging with us. And I will see you again next time. And again, a massive shout out. Big thank you to Adam for showing the channel so much support. Really appreciate it. But David said he was meant to win the title from Flair. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that his injury would have still happened in America. I mean, if it's a case of imagine if he didn't have it at all, then yeah, I think that's a very interesting what if. But we're done. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.